This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, September 19th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. The Maryland Natural Resources Police Department is not looking too good right about now. On Sunday morning at about 8 o'clock, Natural Resources Officer Michael Beckwith was pursuing a suspect who failed to stop for an intersection at Davidsonville Road and Duke of Kent Drive in Crofton. According to a police report, he didn't follow safety procedures when passing through a red signal and ended up slamming into the side of an SUV carrying two women and their dog. The women sustained minor injuries. The dog actually died at the scene. The accident report did say that Beckwith was found at fault, but he was not cited and has not been charged. Imagine that. Captain Brian Rathgeb, who is a Natural Resources Police spokesman, did say that NRP officers are fully sworn officers in Maryland and can initiate traffic stops. But just because you can doesn't mean you should. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. On Monday night, just before midnight, Anne Arundel County Police responded to a shooting in the 8200 block of Durness Court in Severn. When officers arrived, they found a victim with a non-life-threatening injury to the abdomen. He was treated at a local hospital and ultimately released. The officers did locate a suspect nearby along with the weapon, and they arrested Keith Brown of the 3100 block of Reams Road in Windsor Mill, and he was charged with attempted first-degree murder and a whole bunch of different assault charges as well as weapons charges. Sometimes you hate to beat a dead horse, and sometimes that horse just needs to be beat a little bit more. Let's jump into the bike lane just for a little bit more, and there are really some inconsistencies that are starting to come out here for the bike lane in Annapolis City, and we are starting to look into it. We have put in a bunch of information for a public information request, so stay tuned for that. Notably, we've got conflicting stories from city officials on exactly how this whole process played out. In an email provided to Eye on Annapolis, City Manager Teresa Sutherland said that the work had been bid to multiple contractors via an invitation for bid. City Space Solutions was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, and the city awarded a contract to City Space Solutions to construct, install, and remove the decking for $35,200. That represented $19,600 for construction, $8,200 for installation, and $7,400 for removal. However, all the materials were purchased directly by the city. Where the conflict comes in is city spokesman Susan O'Brien. When asked about how it was bid, she posted on Facebook in response to somebody's question, "Each director has funds that they can expend as well within their city council approved budgets, as Mr. Jarrell, who's the director of public works, did for this project." We have a city spokesman saying that it was out of essentially discretionary funds that the public works director decided to pay for it out of the general fund. Yet we have a city manager saying that it was a public bid and there were multiple bids coming in. So we're trying to find out exactly what the story is there. Now, City Space Solutions is the contractor that did the interior renovations on Sailor Oyster Bar prior to their opening on West Street. We have obtained the building permit for Sailor Oyster Bar to verify that. However, when we looked to see if there were any permits pulled for the work on Main Street, there were no permits issued by the city in their track-it system anyhow, reflecting the work to be done on Main Street. Stand by, I think this story is about to get pretty interesting. The number of people with STDs in Maryland is growing rapidly, most notably syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia. Kind of a bummer because many of them are asymptomatic, which means that you don't see any symptoms until it's almost too late, which is helping to spread the disease. There were 44,967 cases of the three diseases in the state in 2017, which is a 10.5% increase from the prior year. Gonorrhea had 15% increase, syphilis of 12.3%, and chlamydia came in third place with 9%. To give you an idea on how we rank nationally, while we're at 10.5%, the national increase was 9.5%. Speaking of itchy things, the State Highway Administration's headquarters on Connolly Drive in Hanover has a flea infestation. They've been battling this thing since July. They've tried 3 or 4 times to get rid of them. They can't figure it out. And now what they're doing is they're offering to go inspect employees' homes to find out who's got the fleas in their house. How awkward can that be? Hey, do you remember when HomeGoods opened up in the Annapolis Plaza Shopping Center? It was an absolute zoo. Well, break out your wallet because its cousin, HomeSense, is getting ready to open up there right next door to it on Thursday. This will be at the Annapolis Plaza on Thursday, and HomeSense is a large-scale furniture, what they call a rug emporium. They'll have an extensive lighting department and also a, quote, general store, which will feature everything from hardware to storage needs. This is in the old H.H. Gregg building or the Circuit City, depending on how long you've been here. And regular store hours are going to be 9:30 to 9:30 Monday through Saturday, 11 to 8 on Sunday. But on Thursday, their grand opening day, the doors will open at 8 a.m., close at 10 p.m., so get your credit cards ready. That is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. We may even have more information on the bike path a little bit later on this morning. Please make sure you let your friends, your colleagues, and your coworkers know about the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief and recommend us to them. Please give us a rating and a review if you are so inclined. It finally looks like the rain is out of our system, and rumor has it that George Young has a great-looking weather forecast for the next 4 days. But you know what? You're going to have to wait until we pay some bills, and then George will be here with DMV Weather in just a minute. Save the date, September 29th and 30th, to see Richard Karn, yes, Al Borland, from the hit television show Home Improvement at the Annapolis Home Expo.
I don't think so, Tim.
No, it's true. Richard Karn will be at the Annapolis Home Expo, and while Richard will tell you about what not to do with a home improvement, there will be dozens and dozens of real home improvement contractors to tell you exactly what you should do. Bring in an antique for a free appraisal. Listen to the many workshops to help you make your home into the dream home you always wanted. Thinking about selling or buying? Northrop Realty and Craig Northrop will be on hand to offer tips for staging your home and how to negotiate the waters of one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. It all starts on September 29th at the Byzantium Center on Riva Road, Saturday from 10 to 6 and Sunday from noon to 5. Tickets are only $5 at the door, but get this, if you're named Al or anything close or wear flannel, you're in for free. Remember the Annapolis Home Show, September 29th and 30th.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather. Here's your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, September 19th. Florence is finally gone, and now we can move on, though the storms that did move through the area yesterday and the day before did add another 1 to 3 inches of rain in spots to the already hefty rainfall totals for September for the region. But after several months in a row of above-average rainfall and what might ultimately just turn out to be the wettest year on record for the area, it ended up being really just another couple of days of rain, which brings us to our forecast today, and that's this. Nothing but sunshine and seasonally mild temps today through Saturday, with highs each day 78 to 85 degrees. No more rain, no more flash flood watches, no more hurricane cones, and no more heat indices in the upper 90s or 100s. Just blue skies, bright sun, and high temps that beg you to get outside as much as possible because it'll be 52 and windy before we know it. Alright, that's it for today. Be sure to get our free weather app by searching the Apple App Store or Google Play Store for DC MDVA Weather so you can always stay weather informed, or follow us on our website at dmvweather.com or on Facebook or Twitter. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there, but remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
September 29th, the inaugural Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, music, food, and arts festival, presented by the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines, dance the afternoon away to the sounds of Saved by Zero and the Groove Spot Band. Watch the plein air painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. twistandstout.org. September 29th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets at twistandstout.org.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join us Saturday, September 22nd at the Navy Marine Corps Stadium in Annapolis as we walk to fight suicide. It's the 10th annual Annapolis Out of the Darkness Walk. Be a part of the movement turning hope into action. Funds raised will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register today at afsp.org/Annapolis. Together, we can help stop suicide.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.